The jungle loomed ahead, an emerald labyrinth stretching as far as the eye could see. Thick vines twisted around ancient trees, their colossal trunks rising like sentinels against a canopy painted with dappled sunlight. Leaves rustled gently in the warm breeze, and the air was alive with a symphony of bird calls, the distant growls of unseen creatures and the hum of insects creating a mesmerizing backdrop. Each footfall on the soft, loamy ground felt like a step into another world, one teeming with life yet steeped in an eerie silence that whispered of secrets hidden within its depths. Sam stood at the jungle's edge, taking a deep breath. The scent of damp earth and foliage filled his lungs, grounding him in the moment. This was not just a forest, it was a living entity, imbued with both beauty and danger. Every shadow seemed to harbor stories of explorers who had come before him, some triumphant and others never to return. This mission had drawn him in, an unrelenting signal pulsing through his mind like a beacon. As he stepped forward, leaving behind the familiarity of civilization, he embraced the adventure that awaited him. With every crackle of twigs beneath his boots, he felt a blend of excitement and trepidation. Little did he know that his journey would soon unravel into something far more extraordinary than he had ever anticipated. Sam adjusted the straps of his worn backpack, the weight a comforting reminder of the countless expeditions he had undertaken. A seasoned tracker, he had spent years navigating treacherous terrains and deciphering nature's cues, honing his instincts until they were almost primal. With tousled hair and eyes that reflected both determination and curiosity, Sam exuded an air of confidence. However, beneath that exterior lay an ever-present hunger for discovery. He had received the transmission just days earlier, a series of erratic pulses that ignited something deep within him. It wasn't just a signal, it was a challenge, raising questions about its origin and purpose. As he pondered these mysteries, memories flooded back, his teachers in survival school, the elders in his tribe recounting tales of lost civilizations hidden within jungle depths. Those stories inspired him to take this journey, igniting in him a relentless drive to uncover what others deemed unreachable. Alongside his expertise lay an adeptness for reading the environment. The rustling leaves and distant animal calls would serve as his guide, helping him navigate through the dense underbrush. Each clue would be vital in unraveling the source of the signal. As Sam ventured deeper into the jungle, he felt the familiar thrill of exploration surge through him, aware that this mission could lead to discoveries beyond mere signals. A collision of fate and adventure awaited him. The signal that had drawn Sam into the heart of the jungle was unlike anything he had encountered before. It pulsed with an unusual frequency, resonating in a pattern that seemed to dance just at the edge of human perception. Initially detected by a research station several miles away, the signal had triggered alarms due to its irregular nature, suggesting it originated from a source not easily identifiable. Perhaps a technology forgotten by time or something altogether extraterrestrial. As word of the signal spread, curiosity rippled through the scientific community. Sam's team had been briefed on its potential implications. It could represent the last echoes of a civilization lost to history or serve as a warning from beyond the stars. What fascinated Sam most was how this unassuming pulse carried with it heavy undertones of mystery and urgency, provoking questions that begged to be answered. Despite initial skepticism, Sam felt an innate connection to this enigma. His experiences in survival school had instilled in him a deep respect for the unknown and an insatiable desire to uncover truths hidden beneath layers of jungle and time. The prospect of what lay behind the signal felt like an invitation, drawing him deeper into uncharted territory. As he navigated through thick foliage, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was on the brink of discovering something monumental, a meeting point between humanity and an ancient secret waiting to be revealed. Before plunging into the jungle's depths, Sam meticulously prepared himself for the challenges ahead. He double-checked his gear, ensuring he had all the essentials: a sturdy machete for clearing dense underbrush, a reliable compass, and a compact first aid kit in case of emergencies. His lightweight tent was tucked into his pack, along with nutrient-rich rations designed to keep his energy levels high during long treks. A portable satellite communicator hung from his belt, an attempt to remain connected to his team and relay discoveries along the way. As he gathered supplies, Sam's mind raced with thoughts about the signal and the potential dangers lurking within the jungle. Memories of prior expeditions flooded back, heart-pounding encounters with wildlife, near misses with treacherous terrains. Yet it was precisely those experiences that fueled his resolve. Each trek had sharpened his instincts and deepened his respect for nature's unpredictability, forging a bond between him and the wild. Motivated by a desire for knowledge and adventure, he felt invigorated by the mystery of the unknown. The signal wasn't just an abstract phenomenon, it represented humanity's incessant quest for understanding, a quest he was eager to champion. As Sam finally adjusted the straps of his pack, he took one last look at the world outside the jungle's embrace and stepped forward into the verdant shadows, ready to confront whatever lay ahead. With a deep breath, Sam took his first steps into the jungle, immediately enveloped by a tapestry of green that seemed to pulse with life. The air was thick and humid, clinging to his skin and making each breath a conscious effort. As he moved deeper into the foliage, the underbrush became a tangled maze of roots and vines, each step requiring careful placement to avoid stumbles or falls. The sunlight filtered through the dense canopy, casting dappled shadows that danced along the ground, creating an ever-shifting landscape. Navigating through the thick vegetation proved challenging, branches snagged at his clothes while low-hanging vines threatened to trip him up. The sounds of rustling leaves and distant animal calls surrounded him, heightening his senses as he scanned his surroundings for potential dangers. A sudden movement caught his eye, a flash of vibrant color darting between the trees, reminding him that he was not alone in this verdant world. As he pressed on, the humidity intensified, soaking through his shirt and making the air feel almost suffocating. Sweat trickled down his back, but he pushed forward, driven by the signal's call. Each obstacle he overcame felt like a triumph, reinforcing his resolve. The jungle was both a challenge and a teacher, and with every step, Sam felt himself growing more attuned to its rhythm, ready to uncover the mysteries that awaited him in the depths of this wild paradise. As Sam ventured deeper into the jungle, he began to encounter its remarkable wildlife, each sight igniting a sense of awe and excitement. The air was thick with the sounds of chirping birds and the occasional rustle of leaves as creatures moved about in their natural habitat. He spotted a vibrant blue and yellow macaw perched high above, its brilliant plumage catching the filtered sunlight. For a moment, Sam stood still, captivated by the beauty of this creature that seemed to embody the spirit of the jungle. Yet, beauty often danced hand in hand with danger. As he continued along a narrow path, a sudden rustling in the underbrush caused his heart to race. He turned just in time to see a sleek jaguar slip through the shadows, its eyes glinting with curiosity but also with predatory intent. Sam froze, recalling lessons from survival school about remaining calm in the presence of apex predators. The jaguar paused briefly, sizing him up before disappearing into the thick vegetation, leaving Sam both exhilarated and aware of his vulnerability. Moments later, he encountered a troop of capuchin monkeys swinging through the treetops, their playful antics providing a stark contrast to the tension he felt moments before. Each encounter reminded Sam of the delicate balance between admiration and caution in this untamed world, reinforcing his respect for every creature that called the jungle home. With every step forward, he realized that this journey would be as much about understanding nature as it was about uncovering the mysteries tied to the signal he pursued. As Sam pressed deeper into the jungle, a glint of metal among the roots caught his eye. Curiosity piqued, he approached the discovery, a half-buried relic intricately designed with symbols and markings that seemed out of place in this lush environment. He knelt beside it, tracing the contours with his fingers, his heart racing with excitement. This artifact hinted at a civilization long lost to time, or perhaps even something more enigmatic. Examining the object closely, he noticed its unusual features. It wasn't merely decorative but appeared to be part of a larger mechanism. What purpose had it served? Was it a piece of ancient technology linked to the signal he was pursuing? The vibrant colors still visible on its surface suggested it had once been polished and cared for, contrasting sharply with the decay surrounding it. Sam's mind raced with possibilities as questions flooded in. Could this artifact be a clue leading him to the origins of the signal? His determination intensified, he felt an undeniable connection to it, as if it was calling him to deepen his exploration. Carefully removing debris from around the object revealed more symbols etched into the earth, an indication that he might be near a significant site of historical importance. With renewed vigor and purpose, Sam decided to forge ahead, knowing that each step now could bring him closer to unraveling both the mystery behind the artifact and the source of the haunting signal that had drawn him here. As Sam moved further into the jungle, the vibrant life surrounding him began to shift. The melodic calls of birds faded, replaced by an unsettling silence that wrapped around him like a thick fog. He paused to listen, and for a moment all he could hear was his own heartbeat pounding in his ears. Then came a low growl, deep and resonant, echoing through the trees. Sam felt a shiver of apprehension creep down his spine. The jungle felt different now. He quickened his pace, scanning his surroundings for movement. Twigs cracked underfoot, but it was not the familiar sounds of wildlife he had grown accustomed to earlier. Instead, there were peculiar noises, distant rustles, almost rhythmic, followed by what sounded like faint whispering, as if shadows themselves were communicating behind the leafy curtains of the jungle. Sam's imagination began to conjure images of unknown observers hidden within the dense underbrush. Then came a flash of color against a backdrop of green, a threadbare piece of cloth clinging to a branch. Heart racing, Sam approached cautiously. The fabric looked worn and familiar, as if it belonged to someone who had been lost in these depths long ago. Realizations settled heavily in his gut. They were not alone. The oppressive feeling of being watched intensified, and he turned to face deeper shadows as questions surged in his mind: who else was here, and what secrets lay buried within this ancient wilderness? Every instinct urged him to speed up his investigation while there was still time. Suddenly, the tranquil tension of the jungle shattered as a thunderous roar filled the air, shaking the very ground beneath Sam's feet. He stumbled back, instinctively shielding his eyes from a blinding flash that cut through the thick canopy above. The Manticore spacecraft, dark and sleek, plummeted through the trees, its descent marked by a chaotic trail of foliage and debris. Branches snapped like dry twigs, showering the earth with leaves and splintered wood as the craft crashed into the heart of the jungle. The impact sent shockwaves through the ground, and Sam could feel the vibrations ripple up through his legs. Birds erupted from their perches in a frenzy, their frantic calls echoing in a cacophony of fear. The once vibrant symphony of the jungle turned into chaos, and an unsettling silence enveloped Sam as he processed what had just occurred. Drawing closer to the site of the crash, he approached cautiously, his heart racing with anticipation and dread. The landscape had drastically altered. Towering trees lay flattened, creating a clearing that contrasted sharply with the surrounding vegetation. Smoke curled upward in thin tendrils, mingling with the earthy scent of disturbed soil. As he reached the edge of the clearing, Sam's breath caught in his throat. There was the Manticore, a twisted mass of metal and technology sparking with energy. The mysteries of the signal he had been pursuing felt intertwined with this moment. He knew that what lay ahead would change everything he thought he knew about the jungle and himself. Sam stood at the edge of the clearing, his heart racing as he absorbed the chaotic aftermath of the Manticore's crash. The twisted metal, still smoldering, emitted a faint hiss as steam curled into the humid air, creating an eerie contrast against the vibrant greens of the jungle. Emotion swirled within him, shock mingled with exhilaration as he realized the magnitude of what had just happened. This was no mere incident, it felt like a convergence of fate, a moment that reaffirmed his intuition about the signal. As he stepped closer, Sam felt both drawn to and repelled by the wreckage. The metallic structure appeared strangely out of place yet also undeniably fascinating, like a piece of art set against nature's masterpiece. The fragments of technology hinted at possibilities he had only dreamed of. Its connection to the very signal that had lured him here intensified his determination to explore further. What secrets did the spacecraft hold that might illuminate the mystery behind the pulsing frequency? With each passing moment, curiosity overpowered fear. He recalled snippets from survival guides about approaching crash sites. Proceed cautiously, examine everything, and be aware of potential dangers. Energized, Sam moved around the debris, scanning for signs of life, technology, or anything that might lead him to answers. He felt compelled to search for survivors or clues. This was a pivotal moment that could reshape not only his understanding of the jungle but also the history of humanity itself. With a sense of purpose, Sam cautiously navigated through the scattered debris of the Manticore, his senses heightened by the opportunity that lay before him. The wreckage was a chaotic blend of twisted metal and charred remains, partially concealed by the jungle's relentless greenery. He stepped over a large piece of fuselage, its surface etched with alien symbols that mirrored those he had seen on the artifact earlier. Each discovery intensified his excitement as he felt an unexplainable connection to this foreign technology. As he explored further, Sam noticed unusual elements embedded in the remnants, small devices protruding from the wreckage, their designs sleek and unlike anything known to humanity. Operating lights flickered erratically as if struggling to maintain a pulse of life. Intrigued, he leaned closer to examine them, contemplating how they might relate to the signal that had drawn him here. Amidst the wreckage, faint sounds reached his ears, a low hum mixed with static, as if the instruments were still attempting to communicate. His heart raced at the thought that others might have survived or that there could be more secrets hidden within this strange craft. Feeling an impulsive need to uncover what lay inside, Sam scanned for an entrance amid the tangled debris. Moving with both caution and determination, he approached an open hatch partially obscured by vines. Within the darkness, he sensed that answers awaited him, answers that could unravel the very mysteries of time and space intertwined with his own fate in this untamed jungle. As Sam cautiously entered the open hatch of the Manticore, a sudden noise from within halted him. Footsteps and murmurs echoed through the dimly lit corridor. His heart raced. He had expected to find emptiness, not signs of life. Pushing aside his trepidation, he stepped inside, gripping his machete tightly as he maneuvered through the twisted metal. The interior was a stark contrast to the chaos outside. Scattered personal belongings and high-tech equipment lay strewn about. Then, from around a corner emerged two figures, a man and a woman. Both looked disheveled yet wary, their eyes locking onto Sam with equal measures of surprise and apprehension. "Who are you?" demanded the man, his voice edged with suspicion. The woman stood slightly behind him, clutching what appeared to be a small device, its screen flickering with faint symbols resembling those Sam had seen on the relic outside. "I'm Sam," he replied cautiously. "I came here following a signal that led me to this crash." The man exchanged glances with the woman before stepping forward. "We've been trying to figure out what happened here ourselves," he admitted. "But we can't trust anyone else right now." Their guarded demeanor hinted at their own agendas, whether survival or exploration, and Sam realized that navigating this alliance would be as complex as the mysteries tied to the Manticore. With newfound resolve, Sam knew he needed to understand their motivations while advancing his own mission. Each person in this jungle could hold vital keys to unraveling the enigma that surrounded them all. The initial tension in the air was palpable as Sam, the man, and the woman sized each other up. The man, Ethan, was quick to assert that they needed to prioritize their survival over any collaboration. "We don't even know if you're here to help or if you have your own agenda," he said, his brow furrowed in skepticism. Sam felt a flare of frustration. He was there for answers, not to engage in power struggles. The woman, Lila, stepped forward, her demeanor softer yet equally cautious. "We all came here for a reason," she interjected, her voice steady. "If we pool our knowledge about this craft and the signal, we might stand a chance of understanding what's happening." Despite Ethan's reservations, Sam sensed her sincerity and found himself drawn to her perspective. As they began to share their findings, Sam relaying details about the alien symbols he had seen and Lila explaining the flickering device she discovered, an uneasy alliance formed among them. However, Ethan's mistrust lingered, leading to heated discussions about their next steps. The tension often escalated when their goals clashed. While Sam was driven by a thirst for discovery and connection to the signal, Ethan focused solely on survival and escape. Yet moments of cooperation emerged amid the conflict. A shared determination to uncover the mysteries surrounding them bonded the trio. They knew that navigating their differences would be crucial for unraveling not only the secrets of the Manticore but also their intertwined fates in this treacherous jungle. As they gathered around the remains of the Manticore, Sam, Ethan, and Lila began exchanging their findings, trying to piece together the significance of the signal and its link to the spacecraft. The erratic beeping of Lila's flickering device intensified, drawing their attention as she activated it, revealing a complex holographic display. Symbols and coordinates illuminated the air between them, sparking a shared sense of wonder. "This is it," Sam exclaimed, pointing to a cluster of symbols that mirrored those he had seen on the half-buried relic earlier. "These markings suggest a communication system, possibly designed to transmit the very signal we've been tracking." His excitement was palpable as the implications hit him. This signal was not just a random occurrence but part of a larger network of knowledge. Ethan remained cautious, questioning how much trust they could place in this new information. "We need to figure out who else might be interested in this signal," he warned. "There could be groups out there who want this technology for less noble purposes." Lila nodded in agreement, her brow furrowed with concern. "We're not just exploring, we're also unearthing potential threats." With renewed urgency, the trio realized their mission was evolving from simple exploration to a quest for understanding that encompassed human ambition and the chaotic consequences of pursuing knowledge at all costs. The jungle around them seemed to hold its breath as they prepared to delve deeper into the mysteries that could either elevate or endanger them all. The atmosphere in the jungle grew increasingly tense as Sam grappled with the implications of their discovery. With the holographic display still flickering before them, he faced a crucial decision. Should he continue to pursue the knowledge embedded within the Manticore's technology, or prioritize the safety of his newfound companions? Ethan's concerns about potential threats echoed in his mind, reminding him that knowledge could come at a steep price. As they debated their next steps, a rustling noise from outside the wreckage startled them, causing Sam's heart to race. "We need to decide fast," he urged, feeling the weight of responsibility for both himself and his allies. Lila suggested they work together to secure the area first, while simultaneously attempting to decode more of the signal's origins. For a moment, Sam hesitated. He had come here driven by curiosity and ambition, but now he faced a moral dilemma. Could he trust Ethan and Lila enough to share his knowledge without risking it falling into the hands of those who might exploit it? Ultimately, he chose cooperation over individual ambition, recognizing that their combined efforts were essential for survival and understanding. With a nod of agreement, they set their differences aside, forming a united front. As they ventured deeper into the mysteries of the Manticore and the signal, Sam felt a renewed sense of purpose. This journey was no longer just about exploration, it was about safeguarding the future against unknown dangers lurking in the shadows of ambition. As Sam stepped back from the Manticore's remnants, he reflected on the journey that had brought him to this pivotal moment. The jungle, once a backdrop for his quest for knowledge, had transformed into a crucible of self-discovery and unexpected alliances. Through the trials faced with Ethan and Lila, he grasped the complexities of human ambition, how it can drive one to seek understanding yet also provoke a fierce instinct for survival. Their uneasy partnership, marked by tension and shared goals, had taught him the value of trust and collaboration. Sam felt a sense of responsibility not only for his own safety but for the well-being of his companions in this unpredictable environment. He understood now that true exploration transcends mere individual discovery. It encompasses shared experiences, collective fears, and mutual growth. Looking at the alien symbols that flickered in the air before him, Sam felt a renewed sense of purpose. The mysteries of the signal represented an opportunity to bridge the gap between worlds, humanity's thirst for knowledge meeting the vastness of the unknown. Each revelation brought them closer to understanding not just the technology but also their place within this chaotic universe. Though the path ahead was fraught with danger, Sam knew he was no longer just a solitary tracker. He was part of something larger, poised on the brink of new adventures that awaited him beyond the jungle, eager to embrace whatever challenges they would face together. The journey wasn't over, it was only just beginning.